Lesson 8. A team of scientists in Hungary who have been studying dog behavior for the past decade believe that dogs are more intelligent than people have previously given them credit for. Their research suggests that dogs' barks have evolved into a relatively sophisticated way of communicating with humans. To see if humans can interpret what dogs mean when they bark, researchers played human volunteers 21 recordings of barking dogs. The recordings captured dogs in 7 situations, such as playing with other dogs, anticipating food, and encountering an intruder. The people showed strong agreement about the emotional meaning of the various barks, regardless of whether they owned a dog or not. They were also equally successful at guessing the situation that had provoked the barks. For many dog owners, these findings may not sound particularly surprising, given that people talk to their dogs all the time, expect their instructions to be followed, and apparently receive information back from their pets. But in scientific circles, animal cognition studies have largely ignored dogs, focusing instead on closer human relatives like chimpanzees and gorillas. Dogs, as a result, have not been considered very brainy. Indeed, until recently, dogs were thought to be intellectually inferior to wolves. A study published in 1985 by an American psychologist showed that wolves could unlock a complicated gait mechanism after watching a human do it once, while dogs remain confused even after considerable exposure. This led some in the field to conclude that the intellectual capacity of dogs diminished during domestication. That never sat well with the Hungarian researchers, who conducted a new experiment. With their masters present, 28 dogs of various ages, breeds, and levels of training had to figure out how to pull on handles to obtain meat on the other side of a wire fence. Regardless of other factors, the dogs with the strongest relationship with their owners scored worst, continually looking to their owners for permission or assistance. The best results came from outdoor dogs, who obtained the food on average in 1/3 the time. Most telling, when owners were allowed to give their dogs permission, the gap between indoor and outdoor dogs vanished. A further experiment showed that dogs performed better when they were able to follow a human's gaze or bodily gesture, and that they were in fact far more skilled than wolves or chimpanzees at using human cues to find food. These results left researchers with a new question. If dogs can pick up on human cues, do they turn the tables and put out cues for humans to understand? To find out, researchers went to the homes of dog owners. After introducing the researchers to the dogs, the owners would leave the room. Then the dogs would watch the researcher hide a piece of food somewhere inaccessible to them. When the owners returned, the dogs would run or glance back and forth from master to hiding place, clearly signaling its location. More recent experiments substituted non-food objects and had similar results, which suggests that the dogs may be placing themselves in their owner's shoes and realizing that the humans are ignorant of the object's location. Some critics are concerned that the Hungarian researchers failed to properly control this test and gave each dog a cue that it was somehow able to pick up on. In response, the Hungarians argue that the dogs did not pick up cues from people because they only saw the researchers 2 or 3 times, often a week or more apart, and didn't get the chance to learn their body language. There's no way to know for sure if the Hungarian dogs are in fact thinking their way around life's problems. But if not, then one thing is certain: they're extremely good at fooling people into thinking they are.